All right, welcome to the fourth and final review of the evening. And that is Get a Grip Chip and the Body Bugs. Now, if you might recall, we actually did an interview with the developer of the Get a Grip Chip series, Red Start Interactive, a couple years ago, back when the first game was in development. That has since come out, and indeed a sequel has been released. This is the second game. We did an interview of the first game, but we actually didn't ever get around to reviewing that. So this is actually the first go around. Um, but if you have not either listened to that interview or have forgotten, very basically, the Get a Grip Chip games are a series. Two games does qualify as a series of platforming games centered around a grappling hook, which is, not common for platform games, but certainly, it's a thing that's been explored. Probably most famously by Bionic Commando. The God, I'm trying to remember that very Japanese series. I don't even want to say it because I'm probably going to mangle it. But these kind of games have existed before. Get a Grip Chip modernizes that by taking into account that you don't. It's got directionality that just wasn't possible back in the day. That is to say, you have a 360-degree range of movement. It's not just you can grapple up, down, left, right, or even on the diagonals. It's full circle, which I guess would mean more if the level design supported that more. I won't say it doesn't completely support it, but here's the thing about Get a Grip Chip, especially the body bugs here. These are games definitely designed for a younger audience. Especially, it's highlighted here in particular because body bugs is about sending Chip into the human body to deal with various problems that occur within the body. And more to the point, it makes things literally educational. As there are two types of bonus material, basically, collectibles. You got the regular stages where you're collecting the neurons, which are six six things that are related to a thing, like say digestion, or eating, memory, that kind of detail. And with each, and what you do when you collect all six, at the end of the level, you actually have to match the information. You got to match you got to match the liver to the information about the liver, for example. And getting it wrong actually does damage to you. So you can get into a fail state with that, as opposed to the white blood cell levels, where you just collect them and they will do their thing at the end of said level. Either and they're kind of like in the, I hesitate, like the bonus levels. They're in the unlockable levels. That is the other reason why you get the white blood cells, is to unlock these other levels where you got this collectible. And you got the standard fare, and then you got the boss levels, which is when you're up against some sort of foreign invader, like a bacterium or a virus. Something that will cause the body harm unless the white blood cells come to Devour It. And those take place on auto scrolls. And those are easily the worst part of this game because, well, auto scroll levels are just kind of bad in general. And, and sometimes the mechanics don't always play well. Minor consideration, but, definitely the weakest part there. Also worth noting, this is a Unity game, so, definitely had some hitching going on here. I won't say it was unplayable, but this is the kind of game where hitching and pausing will have an effect. Once again, the upside of this being, a kid, a basic platformer is it's fairly forgiving. Now, I suppose, there is not so much an expert mode, although it's the expert's, actions. Yes, I guess that is, this game actually keeps track of, everything you do. And that includes, lives lost and even hits taken. So, your masterclass leaderboard challenges is to arrive at the end of the level with, not just as fast as possible, but, with as less injury as possible as well. And also, I guess, not sure if it's as few or as many swings, because it keeps track of that. Like I said, it keeps track of a lot more than a lot of games keep track of. And, the replayability lies in cutting all that down, as you will. And it's definitely a short game, 12 levels. Not sure if that includes the bonus, but it's 3 worlds. It can be completed in about 2 to 3 hours. And there are some unlockables. I forget what they do. They're different skins. But, honestly, this when I was done with this game, I was definitely done. It's a perfectly cromulent game, but nothing more than that. Everything works, but I didn't find anything too compelling at the end of the day. And, that's kind of the double-edged sword of when you aim for the younger set. Yeah, it's easier, more forgiving, but it's also easier and more forgiving. There's not a lot of challenge there to keep you coming back. This game isn't overflowing with substance either. Those are not necessarily bad things, but those have their limits. And the pricing is reflective of that, as the game does clock in at $3 on sale right now for $2.39, and $3 is absolutely fine. Hearty recommendation there. Petty, you've been playing the game. Any additional thoughts you wish to inject here?
It's fine.
Yes, it is. And yeah, I think that's about it. And yeah, that'll about do it for this review session. The week ahead. Let me just get my notes to the proper place here. Hate that. Right. So on June 29th, we'll be welcoming Martin Furbacher of Daisy Games. And on Friday, July 1st, we'll be welcoming Sasha Darko, indie game developer. And we will have a new episode of what we're billing as Moonhawk Studios presents The Last News Desk on the Left. Since, let's just say, recent events have forced us to delay our plans to talk about, important political stuff that's just too big to ignore. If you are even vaguely aware of the news when this was recorded, you know what I'm talking about.
And if you aren't, do you have room in that rock for two?
Well, I'm going to assume that probably somebody who's very international, like, granted, with how U.S. news works, especially with the internet, you might have heard of it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, on that note, I shall wish you good gaming.